Hey guys, welcome to the Joy of Yoga. I'm Joy Scola, and today I'm going to show you how to mount your yoga trapeze as well as take you through a simple but effective full body flow. You'll want a stool of sorts and then have your cross mounts mounted onto a ceiling, or if you have some sort of beam or pole, then you could actually just skip the mounting part and hang the loops over that. But we have our things mounted, so I'm going to take my strap with all the loops and I'm going to match the other side. So exactly as I looped this one, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I went across the two beams, so it goes right into the middle, and then I went 1, 2, 3 loops and looped the other end into that third loop and then pulled tightly. So depending on the height that you have your mounts or the beam, you'll want to adjust your straps accordingly. And then from there, I'm going to hang the rest of the hammock and the strap. So with the straps, you have your shortest, medium, and longest handle. I like to have that order facing outward, so away from your body, shortest to longest. So I'm going to pull down the screw here so I can open up my carabiner. And then it looks like I have it hanging on the second loop, so doing the same. And then this one is really awesome in that it closes. So I like that this carabiner screws tightly shut, so that way it won't open while you're practicing. And then now for the hammock, I like to place the carabiner on the inside of the straps, so same thing. Stepping up if need be, looping it through the same level strap, closing that off, and then tightening the screw shut. Perfect. And then we'll make sure that it's nice and leveled out so it's not twisted. Coming to the inside, and you'll feel it get nice and tight, so it'll stop. Perfect. And then now you are ready to go with your hammock. So let's go ahead and get started with our full body beginner workout. Okay, to start, we are going to stand in front of the hammock and reach our arms around the back of both sides. And then making sure we're standing right underneath the hanging points, we'll go ahead and bend our knees and place the backs of our shoulder blades right onto the hammock. And then you can grab for the middle handles or the hammock itself, or if you feel really stable, you can have your arms free overhead. And then we'll inhale here, lengthen back, nice and long through the whole body. And then as you exhale, soft bend in the knees and start to sway your body out to the right, and then extending out through your side. Again, if you feel stable, you can take your arms overhead, maybe a gentle side bend here. Exhaling, pushing all the way around and through to the front, moving any handles out of the way. You can always bend your knees to take any strain out of your back. Breathing here. Exhale to carry it through and around. Inhaling to lengthen nice and long. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, lengthen, and then over to the other direction. Exhale, nice and soft. So if you're feeling really secure, you can keep your arms lifted, pushing through the legs, moving any straps out of the way, grabbing for the hammock as you reach forward. Exhaling to move, inhaling to stretch. And then coming back to where we started, stretching out. And then exhale, bend the knees. So you might want to readjust coming back underneath the hanging points and then lifting back up. So really the very bottom of those shoulder blades are right on top of the hammock. We'll go ahead and grab for the middle handles, and then taking our knees to the ground, our feet behind us. So hopefully you're floating a little bit here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale here and then exhale, come into a crunch with both knees. If that was too difficult for you, you can always start with one knee at a time. So we can inhale Exhale, lift your right knee. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, lower. If you want to keep just doing one at a time, that's great. Or if you want to do one, and then 2, that's awesome. But we'll go for a total of 5 if you're going to be doing a full crunch, or 10 if you're doing alternate. So again, making sure you're set up nice and stable. And then we'll go for 5 or 10. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lowering with control. Exhaling with strength. And 5. Nice. Inhale, lower down. You can set your feet back to the earth. And then readjusting the straps if they moved. Inhale, we're going to lengthen back, taking our arms up overhead. And then exhale, bend your knees. You can grab onto the fabric a little bit and then stretch forward. Staying nice and stable in your core here, coming more into a Superman. So you can take your arms out to the side or overhead. Nice strong plank. And then exhale, shifting back through. Inhale, open. You can arch back if that feels good for you. And then exhale, bending those knees, pressing through to a nice strong Superman. Strong and stable core, nice straight body. And then exhale. Perfect. We're gonna do, how many have we done? 1 more each time. And then exhale. Inhale, push through. Nice and strong. And then coming back to center. Maybe once more because this feels better. Open up nice and gentle. Perfect. So then really slow, we'll come back to center underneath the hanging point. Slowly stand back up. I like to make sure I stay holding on to my hammock until I know I have my feet and the blood in my head, everything's secure. So we're gonna come around to the back of our hammock. And then this time we're gonna place our right leg into the hammock. So first setting our ankle in, and then sitting up nice and tall. If this is too much of a stretch for you, please feel free to move it to your back of your knee and stretch out. But right now we're just kind of staying up, sitting up nice and tall and straight. We're not leaning forward into this yet. This is more of just like a standing single leg forward fold here. So I'm trying to keep my right hip down, left hip lifted. My right toes are flexing back towards my face. If you can, let go of the hammock. Great. We'll inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. You can hold onto your straps if you want while you do this, or the hammock itself, but this just adds a little bit more of a stability challenge. So breathing. Again, we're not going into a split here. We're just working that hamstring. And I like to hold everything for 5 counts. So five full breaths. So about 4 more counts here. And then on your next inhale, slowly lifting up. Now we'll go ahead and slide the hammock to our knee if it wasn't already. Inhale, standing up nice and tall. Exhale, we'll go ahead and hinge forward, taking So now we'll go ahead and keeping this leg straight with a little bit of a bend in the knee. Now we'll exhale through to a nice split. Reaching up to wherever feels good for you. Working to keep that hip straight. So right hip is reaching down, left hip is up, and I'm pulling my inner thigh in. Breathing here. If you want, you can point and flex that foot. A couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful, and then inhale, slowly sitting back. Now we'll go ahead and take the hammock to our knee, and then again, keeping everything nice and straight. Inhale, exhale, we're just gonna reach our hips forward. And then I really like to activate that front leg as though I'm standing on the ground. So we're in like a Warrior 1 position. My left foot is reaching down. The outer heel, the back of my heel, and the outer edge of my foot are all rooting into the earth as the inner arch is lifting up and in. Thighs are spiraling in as I reach forward nice and strong. Couple more counts of breath. Maybe you can take the arms away for the last breath. Beautiful, and then exhale, coming back. Nice. So now we're going to turn our left toes out to the left, so that way they are parallel to the back edge of our mat. But then turn them in just a little bit towards that front left corner. Perfect. So they're at a little bit of a 45-degree angle, and then I'm opening my right knee out so that way it's facing straight ahead. I'm going to inhale. You can hold onto the straps if you need to, but if you're able to, taking the arm straight out. Inhale. Exhale to gaze over that middle finger as you press your hips and your knee forward. Nice and strong again, reaching through the outer edge of my heel and my left foot, lifting up through the inner arch, engaging as though I were standing on the ground, reaching my torso up, sides extending outward, breathing. Anytime you find a little bit more space, easing into it. And 2 more rounds of breath. Beautiful, and then with control, slowly coming back to center. And then we'll go ahead and ease our leg out of the hammock. Nice, so you can go ahead and rewind and go back and do the other leg. And then we'll meet you in a plank. So now that you have done the other leg, we're going to come down to our mat. Now, if the hammock is too high, you can always put your feet into the straps, but we're gonna try and reach the tops of our feet into the actual hammock portion of our hammock, and then this is gonna require a lot of like strength, so you gotta really push into your belly and into your legs. So I'm actually like pressing down into the hammock as though I was trying to press it into the ground. So getting nice and strong, I spread my fingers really wide, and then I really grip the ground, and I grip, like try to bring the fingers towards my face, like so if someone went by to try to lift them up, it's like I'm clawing them, so they're so active that someone can't actually like lift my finger off the mat easily. So I'm really using a lot of strength, and then inhale, lifting up into the shoulder blades so they're a little bit rounded and activated, and then exhale, really squeeze your core as you press into that right leg to lift your left leg. So now you're in your plank. If this is enough for you, great, you can just stay here. But if you're ready and you'd like to take this a little bit further, you can inhale. And then as you exhale, this is really important that you look back at your toes as you pull your hips over your shoulders. If you don't look back at your toes, you might go too far forward over your hands and you could potentially land on your face. So we don't want that. So, and then when we straighten back out, stay really strong in your core. So we're gonna do that for 4 more times. So inhale, exhale, where are your feet? Look for your feet as you pull your hips over your shoulders, pressing strong into your fingers. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale. And reaching. Inhale, open. Last time. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Nice, then nice and slow, lowering down. So if all you did was just held your plank for that whole time, great. Or just slowly work up to maybe doing a little bit and a little bit further, or maybe one and then two. So you can always go at your pace. Perfect, so now we're gonna get into the hammock. I'm gonna walk around to face behind it, facing forward. And then I'll go ahead and place my hips right into the hammock. And then you kind of want to maybe walk your feet so that way you don't go into a big swing. It can sometimes be intimidating. Perfect. So I have the hammock just up to underneath, I guess my breast area, right where like my sports bra would be, right along my ribs. And then I have my lowest handles. Perfect. So we're gonna inhale here and then exhale, try and lift everything up. You can press your hands into the handles and then lift through the shoulders, through the heart. Exhale, relax forward. Inhale, lifting up, squeeze even the legs lifting up. Breathe, I'm just gently squeezing my bottom, squeezing my thighs together. Squeeze your belly is the most important thing. And then relax it down. We'll do 3 more times. Inhale, press and lift. Squeeze your belly. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Nice. I think that was 5. Beautiful. So now we're going to just stay in the hammock, but roll onto our backs. And then spreading the fabric out so we can really lay in it. We're going to do some boat poses. So you can take your arms out overhead, legs are together straight out in front of you, and then you want to squeeze your belly, pressing your belly down into your spine. We're going to inhale, exhale, lift up into boat, inhale, lower. We'll do 4 more times. Exhale, inhale. If that's too difficult for you, you can always grab a handle and bend the knees and come in. There's always ways to modify. And last one, lifting up and lower. Beautiful. And then slowly sitting up, taking a breather. Nice. So we can stay right where we are, but we want to slide our hips down to the fabric. So the fabric is sitting just underneath our hip bone and our bottoms. And then we want to make sure that we grab the fabric so that way it sits right above our hip bone. We don't want it up our back or anything. So I make okays with my thumbs and I really grip the fabric right around where I need it to be. So really low to the hips, and then that way you're nice and secure. So we're gonna rock back into frog pose. As we rock back, we take our knees really wide to the outside of the fabric, and then take our feet to the front, and then wrap around the back. So we're really secure here. And then you can just inhale, hang here for a moment. And do a couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful. So then we're gonna do 5 crunches. And so I'm gonna reach my legs up nice and tall. I'm really gripping and I'm rolling my thighs in towards one another. Everything's really active. I'm gonna squeeze my belly. And as I inhale, I lengthen back. Exhale. Try to crunch up. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Nice. And there's always a way to modify if you just need to do a little one, or maybe even try and use the handles a little bit, but really working on your core. We'll do 1 more. Beautiful, and lowering down. Nice, and we'll let that rest for just one more breath or two. Wonderful. So we'll go ahead and slowly unwind the legs as we reach up for our handles or our hammock. Nice and slow, sitting up. I like to take my time here because the blood might be kind of rushing. So then we'll go ahead and start to turn to the left or whichever direction. So as we're turning to the side, we're almost going to come into like a saddle pose. Or if you're a kid and you ever did this like on the swing set. But we'll take one leg through the hammock to the other side. And then you might want to adjust the fabric so that way it's even on both legs. And then this is just like a really nice, comfortable, supported position to be in. We can just breathe here for a moment. If we're outside, or if we're not, you can imagine a nice breeze coming in. Maybe there's a nice sway in your trapeze. Beautiful. So then now we'll go ahead and take that leg back through, and then just laying into our corpse pose / dead bug pose. I like to make sure I have enough fabric so that way my heels, if not my whole both feet, can rest inside the hammock, including my head. Now I have my feet together, knees are wide. You can always take your arms overhead or rest them on your heart. Sometimes I like to try and give a little bit of a wiggle, so I'll pull on one side of the hammock and then the other, which will create a little bit of a sway. And then again, release, closing my eyes. Breathing deep into your whole body. Feeling good about the movements we did today. Feeling strong, flexible. Take just a few more rounds of breath to really relax every muscle and bone. Taking time to give your body some love and gratitude. Thank you, body. Love you, body. I'm excited to watch myself progress and grow. And then we'll just take a couple of deep breaths here. Out through the mouth. Maybe gently open your eyes. If you're outside, you can see the sky. Some gentle clouds floating past me right now. And then nice and slow, you can start to sit up. Always taking a moment to pause, again, making sure that all the blood has settled. Now you got your bearings back, maybe take a look around, look at the ground. You can wiggle your feet, your fingers. And we'll slowly climb out. Thank you so much for following along to this Warrior2 Yoga Trapeze tutorial. This is the first in many tutorials to come, so we hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know if you have any requests, comments, questions, or suggestions, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.